Jesse has this image of jet set, playboy, single man on his social media. He works with luxury brands, so he posts pictures with different women, which I understand because I work as a model a lot. But he has posed from this week. It's very hurting that he's not with me and is still posting that. If he shows all these different women, people will think that he's with different women, and why shouldn't I think the same? You know?
I mean, I get that. You just start dating somebody and I think that's reasonable, but Jesse's kind of a dick. If she's going to come at him and be accusatory at all, I mean, that's probably not going to go very well.
Okay, I'm only interested in you now, which is the only thing that matters. But what I don't like is that you're being here with me still posting pictures like you are a couple with somebody else. So why is that?
Okay. Jesse can go one of two ways. Jesse, you can fuck everything up here, Jesse. Sorry, I don't mean to be so mean on Jesse, but I kind of do. I don't really like him, but she says, hey, I'm insecure about this. You're still posting pictures with girls, Just validate her feelings. Just say, hey, I totally hear what you're saying. I know it can be uncomfortable, but, it's my job and I kind of have to. And, just validate the feelings and then tell her why you don't think that she needs to be worried or that, you'll try to compromise. Raise your hand if you think Jesse's going to do that, though.
I mean, it's not just like, oh, I'm here on a date and like posting a cute picture with a girl. It's a promotional post. It's a promotional post.
Promotional post.
Baby, there's no hidden agenda or there's no like romantic involvement.
Anyway, you are here with me and you are posting those pictures. And my family is following you.
Okay, but I was...
And you know that. And everybody is looking at that.
Who'd have thought? If you look at the way that he acts, he's just, and he's still got the arm around her, which, I don't know, at least for me, I hate it when couples have like a small tizzy and you're still kind of doing it. At least to me, maybe I'm just being hypersensitive, but it feels inauthentic, like, we're still here and no, we're not really, it's okay to bring it back and just to center yourself. You're two individuals, you don't need to. It's not like you're a couple and not a couple. Anyway, I don't really know where I'm going with that. It makes sense. I would probably be somewhat defensive in Jesse's place too. I think that's pretty normal. I understand the reaction to want to get defensive, but it's not going to work out. You can get defensive and then what are they going to do? They're probably going to get double down on their feelings because essentially you're saying, oh, I hear what you're saying. That's just not true. But Jenniffer is like, well, my feelings are true because they are. She feels them. And you not accepting that, she's going to double down and say, no, seriously, like, this is how you're making me feel. Like, she's going to build her case more and more. And, like, Jesse's, his motivation for getting defensive is fine, but you just say, yeah, I get it. I understand, but unfortunately I have to do it for my job. But it's not because I dislike you, and I'm sorry your family can feel that way, but they'll have to grow in understanding that this is going to be expected. Doesn't mean that I'm with other people. it's all staged.
And my family is following you.
Okay, but I was...
And you know that. And everybody is looking at that. What you post is what people think you are.
No,
I
baby,
see you dating multiple women. If someone looks at that picture, you will think that you are dating. I'm not taking pictures and posting pictures with a man and hugging and like we are on a date.
Oh, on your Instagram, there's a picture of a guy in a helicopter.
So if we're listening, obviously in this situation, it's really hard for Jesse to actually hear what Jenniffer is saying, right? Have you ever gotten an altercation with like your partner and they're trying to describe how they're feeling and coming off in any way where you can feel a little defensive? You're not really going to be listening to the words they're saying or picking up. So we're able to go back and pick apart everything that's said. So giving Jesse a little bit of a break here, but I think this is a good tip. I don't know if this is completely ubiquitously true, but it's certainly true in my experience that when you hear the arguments that Jenniffer makes of, well, you don't see me doing that. I don't post with other guys, and I feel like oftentimes they're saying that My feelings on the inside would be that if someone were to do that to me, post pictures with other people, I might feel a little insecure. And I am then projecting that and saying, Jesse, I don't want my boyfriend, Jesse, to feel insecure. So I'm not going to post any pictures like that. So she's kind of saying, hey, I'm extending you some grace. I'm doing something for you by not posting, but you're not doing that for me. So now she's thinking, yes, I'm insecure and you're being unfair. This is an injustice. But unfortunately for everyone, if you haven't communicated that, that's going to fly over Jesse's head like it flies over a lot of people's head. But you can see from an outsider's perspective, like Jenniffer's trying to make a case. And when Jesse is stuck in this defensive state, he's not going to be responding to these cases of injustice. He's going to say, okay, but like that's not what's happening. That's not what I'm doing. Yeah, I still like you. What's going on here? Well, maybe that's how I might respond. But I'm sure what Jenniffer could be hearing is, no, you're wrong. And if she's really trying to say, hey, I feel this way, then hearing if the response to that is, no, you're wrong, that's just frustrating. It's like, no, I am feeling this way. It's super common. Like you can't, if someone's trying to tell you how they feel about something, they're not necessarily making a logical, rational case of you did this and this is true and this reacted in this way. It's just saying, hey, I just feel bad about it. So anyway.
And I don't care about it, but I'm just saying like,
he's my friend.
I don't care.
But the difference is that I'm not taking pictures with him as a couple.
I thought you were in a relationship with that guy because you had your hand like over his shoulders.
Dated like 1 year ago.
Man, this is just falling off the rails. So now she says, hey, I'm not posting pictures of other guys. And he says, well, there's a picture last week. Oh, he's just a friend. And oh, well, it didn't look like you guys were friends. What does it have to do with what Jesse's doing? This is now a completely separate argument. We've gotten away from the first one. So she's saying, hey, I consider you in this way. I don't post like that. And instead of taking the point for what it was, now he's going off and, well, I don't agree with that. And, you have this other guy here and you guys were dating and now both people are feeling insecure. What do you think happens when both people are insecure and they're talking past each other and this is all off the rails? This isn't going to go anywhere.
I have more posts. And I will post them that I haven't posted, and you will have everybody talking about it. You want me to do that? Okay, tomorrow I will do that.
It's a big difference, babe.
No.
For me, when I post, it brings bread on the table. Like, at least I get paid to post, and you post a guy for free that you're dating.
I get paid too.
So he paid you to go on a date with him?
Idiota. Y no, chao, se me sacó la piedra. Diciendo what?
Baby, relax.
I don't know why you had to say that.
Relax.
Fuck you. Yesterday,
That was so... it just could have been avoided, man. If you just started with, I understand you could feel this way, Jenniffer, my darling, my love, my all-important special flower. If you could have started that way and then said, I understand how you feel, this is my career and I have to make these posts, I'm sorry that other people have this impression, but if you just could have said that. So she slapped him, and you can't be doing that. You can't be slapping people. And if you look at what caused it, he's like, hey, at least my posts, they're for a purpose. I get paid for them. And she says, oh, well, okay, well, I get paid too. What does that mean? And he said, so what? He paid you to go out with him? It sounds like Jenniffer took it as you calling me a whore. But what, you said you got paid to go out on a date with, like, what is that? I mean, there's a world where she could just say, no, I wasn't paid to go on a date with him. I was paid to promote a brand that was as part of the date or, something. But you can't say, oh, I was paid for that too, and then get mad when someone doesn't know what that means. In a perfect world, Jesse should have said, what do you mean? Let's keep watching.
She used to say I love you to Jesse, but today he shows that can be really rude and can really hurt my feelings. And it hurts me a lot. Now he's showing me who he really is. His real faces. Maybe he just sees in me the same that other people sees. Piece of flesh. I deserve someone that looks at me like I am. Tener huevo.
So that's interesting. He just looks at me like I'm a piece of flesh, like everyone else does. You know, this is his true face. He's showing me his real character now. If you just take these things out of context or at face value, it's like, what did he say? How did he treat you like a piece of flesh? When did he say that? And it's like, how does one mean the other? You know, how does what happened suggest that he's actually this evil person and thinks of you as just a piece of flesh? Jenniffer's very attractive in the traditional way, and you know, she values that sort of thing, and you know, has a unique look and all that. She's used to being seen as very attractive, but a lot of the things that she says, it says, you know, I want to have someone like me for who I am. Like she just said, I want him to see me for who I really am. I don't want to just be seen as a piece of flesh, you know, a piece of meat. So we can kind of speculate that, you know, in the kind of trope-ish manner that you have a stereotypically very attractive woman, you know, very sexual and very, you know, open about that sort of thing. She could very well have history with dismissive guys who might just see her as, you know, something physical. And she sees something new with Jesse. She waits to say, I love you. You know, she accepts, okay, you know, I love you too. And she's feeling, you know, hey, you gotta meet my kid. Hey, you gotta meet my friends. Hey, you gotta meet, you know, my family. She's taking it pretty seriously. And she waits and she finally says, I love you. And, you know, this could be something real. And all these feelings, it's like, that's not a very fleeting physical interaction. You know, it seems like she's wanting something more. And if he then dismisses her, or rather she feels like he's dismissing her by saying, no, that's not it. That's not what's going on, you know, and is a little bit flippant about it, she can then easily get triggered into, oh, you're just like everybody else. You know, you like it when things are nice and you like me because I'm attractive and all that. But then when I try to show you my emotions and give you something of me to deal with, now it's too much. Now I'm just going to be dismissed. No one's going to see me again. No one's going to listen to me. You know, just like the old thing. I'm just a piece of flesh to everybody. How dare you? You're just like everybody else. It's like, well, maybe not, you know, but we can see if that's the history, which, you know, and I don't know, but if that's the history, then we could see why she could be triggered by something that even seems like dismissive, avoidant behavior. If I'm Jesse in this situation, my reaction would be to want to, you know, what the hell? Like, what the F, man? Like, that's BS. But, you know, in that situation, go for a walk, calm yourself down, give your body a chance to kind of catch up and get your heart rate down, and then think, okay, so this ended up wildly past my expectations. How did we get there? What else is going on? Hopefully, as we all get older and more emotionally intelligent and date different people and learn, we can come to these sort of situations and approach it with a level of curiosity. You know, what happened there? I know in my heart, I don't think that, you know, you're a whore. But maybe, could I have said something that implied it? And then ask your partner later. It would be great if Jenniffer could come back and say, it felt like you were accusing me by the end of being someone I'm not, and, you know, I have this history of people treating me like flesh, and so when you dismiss me like that, it just feels like it's that all over again. So I'm just sensitive about that. So I just need you to validate my feelings. I'm insecure sometimes, you know, you're gonna have to deal with that. And then it gives him an opportunity to go, okay, so it's not like everything I'm doing is wrong. It was just, I just need to validate your feelings and accept the insecurities at times, so we can work with that. That's what I'd like to see. I don't know, hopefully this isn't too big of a problem. I don't really like Jesse. I do tend to like Jenniffer, but they seem like they'd be a good match, so I hope they'll figure it out.